so many of you for this Town Hall 2026. I want to just kind of reflect, albeit briefly, on what happened last year. And then to offer those of you, we say thank you to those of you who have already renewed your membership on blind faith, that we're going to continue to offer interesting things for you. To those of you who may not yet have got around to doing that, then I hope that after this, what we share about what we've got planned for 2026, you'll be very keen to renew your membership. And perhaps for those people, I don't know how many we've got who are not yet members. I won't say that you're not members, but I'm going to call you not yet members. Then I hope that having met a good cross-section of the Feast community and having heard what it is that we've got planned, you'll be very keen that you want to become part of Feast. So just briefly, let us just kind of recap on who we are and what we've got lined up. For what we did last year, I guess we'll get through that very quickly. This is the current team of 7. It's an ongoing process of renewal. Feast is totally volunteer run, and so we are always looking for gullible, very committed people who wish to come in and help us to manage the different areas of keeping Feast going. But we are also very ably supported by our fulcrum. These are the people who help us with the story swaps, with our social media, with the prop swap. You're going to get to hear from a number of them as we go through this evening, and we are so grateful for them providing that kind of what is grunt work, really, that things have to be done and doesn't have the glory of standing up in front of an audience. Our social media, which is really important to us. And I want to just give a shout out to these three here, Hameri Muradi and Joe Henwood and Giovanna Conforto, because they are really our superheroes, because they are the ones who like, post, share anything that they see about Feast, and that really helps to kind of drive our viewership. And so that would be one of our calls of action to you tonight.
The social media team, as you can see, has organically grown greatly in the last year. And we're working really hard to put and highlight the forefront of what we do in Feast. And if you can follow our Instagram, like, share, comment, that would mean a great deal to us.
Highlights. Last year we'd had one mentorship on STEAM storytelling. Barry, I think, has just joined us. Thank you so much. Some ungodly hour it must be for you in it's Atlanta, Georgia, isn't it, in the US? But was hugely successful. Across borders, we had 2 sessions highlighting the Storytelling Association here in Singapore, as well as the Hong Kong storytellers, who are very different in that they are very focused on personal storytelling. We'll talk about, Lavanya is here and she'll talk about what's coming up for this year a little later. And of course, the fundamentals of oral storytelling had a bumper sign up last year of 17 people, a really diverse selection. And we were really pleased with how those participants have responded and carried on and grown in the 6 months since that course finished. And you will hear from somebody later on as we talk about this year's Foos course that is coming up in March. Not to say that 2025 seemed a relatively quiet year. I guess that was coming off the back of the conference in Suwon, which wiped out the directors. I think we were so exhausted by the time that we spent there. But actually looking at these slides reminds me how much Just Tell is something that I think has really took off in 2025. Got a lot more active participation, and if you read the mailer, I have been particularly enthusiastic about the kind of interaction that happens when someone comes along and shares a story that they are still in the process of developing, how they tell it, and the kind of feedback, the kind of discussion that provokes, I think, has been most positively received. Plot luck continues and grows. We've had quite a boost this year as people have been renewing their memberships. So we'll talk about that again as we look forward to what is coming up in 2026. But it's a very active, if you like, special interest group. Now we're coming to our story swaps. Last year we had three, and I was particularly happy with the one that we had in April, where we focused on stories popularized by Margaret Reed MacDonald. That was, I think, one of probably, I think, the largest in terms of the kind of interest, the number of people we had. Though again, our big tales for small ears later in the year was also hugely popular. All those three recordings are available on the website on the Story Swap page. Our learning capsules. Oh yes. Pretty, are you standing by? You want to jump in and talk about them because this is something that you have been very actively involved with.
So I'm really excited about the learning capsules in spite of the fact that we are taking a little bit of a break this year. We have so many new initiatives. We decided to give our learning capsules, which was like our flagship learning device, if you call it, a little bit of a rest because we have prop swaps, we have learning communities, and I'm not going to spoil, the show by giving you too many previews. We do have some great offers for you though. This year, because we know how valuable these capsules are, all members receive one free capsule every month and a featured capsule that you can purchase for $5 instead of the usual $7. Non-members, people still have to pay $15 for all of these. Also, 2018-2019 capsules have been made free for all members. So you can just go into the store, do a search, or just find all the free capsules, which is what I would encourage you to do, and put it into your cart and buy it, and you will have it in your inbox with all of the details. So yes, please, please, please do this to get all of these advantages. You do need to log into to the Feast website and take advantage of this. I'm sure you will not regret it.
Okay, and
Over
we'll
to
come to a bit more details about that. Thanks, Pretty. But it's an important point. Whenever you want to get a member's price for something, then you do need to log in. So let's move on, and I'm going to ask Kieran to handle this next part and talk about what we have lined up.
Feast was founded by storytellers for storytellers. The whole idea was to build a strong community with stories, and more stories. We've had learning capsules over the past few years, but we now want to move on to a slightly different platform. We want to focus a lot on member-led initiatives, and we thought we would come and this year focus on some broad-based learning activities, things that any storyteller can pick up and put into practice right away. So these are some very exciting things that are coming up. One of the things that I do want to highlight, which is again something that we've been doing for a long time, but we are also changing it a little bit. We have two things that we have. One is member in the spotlight. And this year, we are going to focus on 4 members every quarter in the spotlight. And if you have someone you want to nominate, please send it to this email, membershipfeast@gmail.com. This, in January, we focused on Niharika from Hong Kong. She was our member in the spotlight. And then we also have story in the spotlight. And this year there'll be 8 stories in the spotlight. If you look into our website, this month is Rebecca Lemaire, who's a Belgian British storyteller. based in Spain, I think.
Yep.
That's right. But for this one, we welcome you to nominate yourself. So you could send a short video, 10 minutes, no more, and send it to this email if you want to be featured. I expect to be flooded with stories. So that's something that we welcome you to be a part of. And for members who haven't looked into the Feast website, there is a trove of stories. So have a look.
The learning capsules, which Pretty just mentioned, again, I think, Kieran, what we were trying to do this year in terms of encouraging members to visit the website more regularly is that we're going to offer one capsule each month. So that'll be 12 for the year, but it is only available for free in that month. I should have checked on what is the one for this month. Oh, it is. I know, of course, it's Doug Littman's
Yes.
capsule, because as a memorial, a tribute to him, very sadly, he passed in January. And many of us here in Singapore had met him and have a connection with him. So we wanted to share that. That is the capsule that you can now view for free throughout the month of February. And then the riotous session by Antonio Hocha, Quack-a-Moodle-Doo, or something like that. I'm sure I haven't said that quite precisely, in which his fabulous for making up animal sounds, and he coaches the participants in producing a wide variety of animal sounds. And as Pretty said, for this month, you get, as members, you get it for only $5 instead of $7. And if you come back again in March, you'll get notification in the mailer what 2 capsules we are sharing in March. Foos is coming around again, and I'm going to ask Sheila to talk about that tough act to follow after last year, Sheila, because it went so well.
Yes, yeah, we had a wonderful cohort of people, and what was so interesting was that some of them were quite experienced storytellers. Although we call this the Foundations of Oral Storytelling course, I think if you have not had formal training in storytelling, there is a lot to learn even for experienced storytellers. And the first year we did it, I know, Roger, I learned stuff from you. I didn't learn from Kieran, because Kieran and I worked together in the early years and we know each other so well because of that. But I learned the way that the things that you taught, it was really very beneficial. So this course is 10 weeks. It's 105-minute sessions, which is basically means it's from 5 p.m. Singapore and until 6:45. So it's 1 3/4 hours. First year we started 1.5 hours, but we thought, we need an extra quarter hour.
And I think, Sheila, you could say that the reason we wanted the extra quarter of an hour is because it is a very interactive course. It's not as though we're just talking and lecturing. There's a lot of time for people to practice, and that, of course, generates questions.
Absolutely, yes. And so there are 3 of us who are actually teaching the course. You start off with myself, and then Kieran, and then Roger comes in. I think I do 3 modules. Roger does 3, and Kieran does 2. So that takes us up to 8 modules. The last 2 of those 10 weeks, the penultimate one is rehearsal. The last one is a showcase, which is always so much fun to see how people develop over the time. Because basically in this course, you're working on one story. And each week you are developing it a little more. So it's such a joy to see how people grow with their story. And we have some special offers for this year. If you are a community member, you only have to pay 350 Sing dollars for this. And it's getting a bit late now, but we always offer installments. And if you are under between 16 to 30, you only have to pay $200. So there are a lot of benefits that we have here. But I want to really ask one of our last year's graduates, Rika, to come on and share her experience. Hi, Rika. So I just wanted to ask you, I mean, you came, had you had any storytelling experience before you came on the course?
Very minimal.
Hmm.
I teach or taught in a Steiner preschool, so verbal storytelling is one of the philosophies, but it was just, doing what I could do. And then I met Kiran, who came in to give us the story during the Chinese New Year, and I was just completely and utterly fascinated and enthralled, and had a chat with her thereafter. And then she came, for another story and invited me to the Australian Storytellers Guild. And I went there, and she said, I was just checking if you were really interested.
How was the
And
course
then
for you?
she told me about Feast, and I joined. Um, and of course, the installments were just perfect. Um, and I was very nervous because, I knew that there were others who'd done storytelling before, but I can't tell you how amazing the journey was. Each one of you teachers was um, absolutely fabulous. You encouraged us. The critique was gentle but to the point. I'm even now looking at the camera because I learned that. um, Gave me confidence, taught me so many things that um, you don't realize builds a story. Met so many absolutely wonderful, talented people, listened to so many different kinds of stories from different countries. And just at the end, and the help that you gave with us to select the story for the end, for the showcase, that was the practice sessions, the time we spent together on those uh, little, what are they called, breakout rooms. I love
Mm,
it.
mm.
It was just, I can't tell you. I think everyone needs to do this course. It's not just if you want to be a storyteller. I think it really builds you as a person. Um,
Mm.
it
Wow.
gives you confidence. It um, gives you the ability to be able to talk to others and um, bring life where they're maybe dwindling, or,
Yeah,
um,
sure.
Thank you so much
I
for
just think it's magic.
oh,
And I encourage whoever can to please do this course. And I mean it because I have now, I'm still learning, but I'm so much more confident with my stories, and I'm so passionate. I love it.
yeah, we saw your growth, Rika, and it was magic.
Mm, mm, yeah,
I'm still learning, and I still absolutely love it, love it, love it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
right.
Thank you so much for that, Rika.
Thank you.
I realized I left something very important out. We, as well as the three teachers who are actually on the
Mm,
course, we also have a coach. Our
mm.
very own Jiva Raghunath is offering anybody who comes on the course a 1 hour individual coaching on their story. I think that is a very good added benefit.
I think it's also, if I could just, as we're on this slide here, it would be in the interest of transparency to say that the young storytellers offer is a change. Previously, we have had a special deal for young storytellers at the conference, but we feel that this is a much more realistic and applicable benefit that they can use, because obviously going to the conference there are transport, travel, accommodation costs. So this very excellent deal, we think, for young storytellers for the fundamentals course. has replaced that as the key young storytellers benefit. So prop swap, and we've had a lot of fun and games over this because you're going to see in a moment we have story swap, and the swap is swap with an A, but for prop swap we just feel the OO, it just looks good and it sounds good, and so that's why we spell the swap with an O. It was a fabulous series. We ran two seasons in 2024, I think it was, where people shared. I'm going to ask Zip to come in and join us now, and because she is on the team from the Fulcrum who managed this for us, we've got Zip and Selena in Canada and Minu in India. The three of them do a terrific job in kind of coordinating that. For anybody who doesn't know what is the prop swap, what's the idea?
Yes, I really can't see myself in the spotlight, so just make sure everybody's
No, it's a
is
blank
seeing
screen.
me.
We're seeing your blank
Oh,
screen, we don't see you.
yes, I have no
Perhaps this
idea.
is a new technique, is it? Kind of
This is a new
invisible
prop.
storytelling.
It's an
All
invisible
right.
flag.
So,
It just, and while you're fiddling, there
yeah,
is a very good capsule that was done by Pretty, and she talked about telling stories with virtual backgrounds. So if you face
yes,
this kind of thing where these technical accidents happen, then
yes.
maybe you want to scope that one out.
All right. As Roger said, we're so happy to announce that Feast is bringing PropSwap back this year. And like, if you attended PropSwap Series 1 and 2, you probably still remember how fun and practical and engaging it was. So the format this year is relatively similar to what we had before. So each session will be like 90 minutes long, and we will bring in 2 or 3 experienced facilitators. And it depends on the complexity of the technique. Each instructor will have like 30 to 45 minutes to introduce and demonstrate the technique with a particular kind of prop.
Hmm. Yeah, I think this is really good, Zip, that you've listened to the kind of feedback that you got from some people, because I think it's true. I know when Sheila, you did one with a string story,
Yes.
and that's something where you really do need to try and get the muscle memory going just to be able to practice it. And so having a bit more time, in the first two seasons, we were quite rigid with this kind of 30-minute, 30-minute, 30-minute. And I think the idea is that now, if your technique, perhaps if it's origami, there's some paper folding. Again, this is something where if we have more time to practice and get live feedback or
Yeah.
advice from the facilitator, that'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
think,
looking for
yeah.
suggestions, is that right, Zip?
Oh, yes, yes.
Looking
So
for
we
offers.
are looking for like proposals. We'll
Mm,
send emails and the proposal form very soon. But this year we will welcome new techniques as well as variations of the techniques that we already covered. But this time they should be applied to telling different stories. So,
yeah.
just to give you some ideas of what we covered last time, though in PropSop Series 1 or 2, we covered quite a wide range of techniques from, bare hand puppetry to origami, paper cutting, cranky, kamishibai, string story, telling stories with transforming magic pictures, to using musical instruments
Yeah.
in your storytelling. So that's quite a lot to learn. And even now, it's after 2 years, I still haven't tried all those techniques. They're still on my list. But it's really
Yeah.
interesting. And to be honest, I felt so much more confidence after learning about these
Mm,
techniques
yeah.
and feel like, okay, I have a bag of tricks that I can pull out at any time to impress my audience.
Sure, sure. Again, it almost you start thinking either you're looking for a story because you really like the technique, or perhaps when you've got a story in your repertoire and you think, oh, I could do
Yes,
that with
yes,
a particular
Yes, yes.
story.
There's kind of two
exactly.
kinds
Yeah,
of prop stories. There's those that a prop can be used in many different stories in many different ways, like musical instruments, kamishibai, crankies. And there are those that are very fixed
Yeah.
to a particular story. So what we are looking for is, we're not looking for another session on kamishibais or crankies or things like that, because that once you learn the principles, you can apply it. But for instance, I did a string story. But there are lots of string stories.
Yes.
You have to learn the specific, moves.
Yeah.
And the same with paper folding or paper cutting.
Yeah.
Things. So we welcome new proposals for that type, or something we haven't even thought about.
Yeah, and I think again, we deliberately keep it very short. So within that, you haven't got to sit through the whole 90 minutes. You can just say, oh, I just want to work on this particular technique, look at this particular part of the recording or whatever it is, in order to get the idea. And I think I'm hoping that, again, if you've got more than one string story, then you can actually have a program of string stories. If you've only got one, it kind of like it's there by itself. So that's great. It's going to be the third Thursday of every month, starting in March.
So as Roger said, if you have a great technique or something you think will be useful for a wider community of storyteller, parents and teachers, please share with us. And also, if you know about someone who has a great technique and would probably like to share it with Feast members and other people who are looking for new techniques, please spread the words, so non-members know about the initiative and will think about joining us. Okay, thank you.
It is free. Can I just say this for members? So the recordings, if you can't make it live, you'll be able to watch the recordings free. For the non-members, you can watch an individual recording for $8, or you can watch all four we'll give you a season ticket for $25. And if you are a non-member and you feel you've got a great technique and you would like to share that, then please, you can send that to the Prop Swap team. And if they select it, then we'll give you a free voucher so that you could watch all 4 sessions, okay, free of charge. Thanks, we're looking forward to it. So now we come on to the mentorships, which have really been one of the very successful programs that we've run over the years. Okay.
I've been with the membership program for the last 3 years now, and it has just been so amazing to witness the growth of everyone. I have been in 2 of these memberships myself, and that's what it is. I know that I can go back and ask any one of the mentors that I've worked with at any time to kind of give me a different perspective on the story, or just ask for some help. So I think mentoring is such an important part of kind of growing as storytellers. And
so the mentorship, sorry, so if I'm hearing you correctly, although the mentorship is like spread over 5 months or something, you still have managed to keep in contact because you create that relationship with your mentor?
Absolutely. And I think each one of the mentors they're so generous. They're so generous. And we've got Betty here, and I'm going to invite Shraddha, who has been part of our latest STEAM mentorship program, to say a few things about her experience.
Thank you, Dee. And it's lovely to see Barry here. Thank you, Barry, for being here as a mentor. Well, the little phrase that popped up on our screens just a little while ago was exactly what Barry was. He was a brain to pick, an ear, that to listen, and someone that you can always depend on to give you a push in the right direction. So the STEAM mentorship for me this year was a gift to myself, because my background is in science, but I've taken this huge leap of faith and gotten into storytelling full-time. And to me, there was somewhere in my brain a slight disconnect between the scientific part of me and the creative part of me. And I think the STEAM mentorship was a beautiful bridge between those two halves. Barry was an amazing mentor. He was very, I would say, invaluable and priceless in all of the interactions. And exactly what you said, Dee, right? That, in fact, I just had a conversation with him yesterday, so many months after the mentorship was over. So mentors are like gurus, and I'm really grateful and I'm feeling very blessed to have been able to complete the mentorship last year. And the cohort that I was with was also incredibly supportive. It's the mentor as well as the mentees. We became a kind of like a sub-unit family within the Feast umbrella. And we're still sort of in touch with each other. And as we developed a story, everyone walked away with crafting, a story of their own, either original one or a known folk tale, but finding the science that you wanted to highlight within that story. So to me, it was always, okay, there's a scientific fact and I need to match a story to it. But something new I learned was that you may have a story that you love, and you can always try to dig deeper and try to find some STEAM concepts that you can highlight for your audience in that. So, fantabulous experience, and I'm really glad that I gifted this to myself last year. So,
Great,
thank you,
great.
Barry. Thank you, Feast.
And let me just jump in there too, because I know that Aparna Athre did a very good capsule on Steam, and that is one of the ones that is being offered as part of the monthly capsule program coming up. So look out for that later in the year.
And we've got 3 amazing new mentorship for 2026, and I'm really, really excited to share this one. Roger, we've got the adult storytelling mentorship back again this year, and we've got Kieran, Rona, Christine Carlton, Mabel, and Jiva as our story mentorship coaches. So if you're interested in it, please watch out for it. Put in your expression of interests and we will get back to you really shortly. But this is the one that I am looking forward to do. It's video editing for tellers. And I'm reminded to say, not the same as video editing for TikTokers or Instagrammers. It is for storytellers and how we can use this to improve the craft. So I know I'm going to be in that one. And later in the year, we're going to have Swiyan, who will be working with seniors. So look out for these amazing mentorships this year, guys.
Here's an open question, and perhaps if you want to if you've got an idea, because we sit around, scratch our heads. That's why I have nothing up here. So much scratching. For what we could look for in 2027 in the future, either in terms of a topic or else perhaps a particular facilitator who you think it would be great to have as a mentor.
Mentorship team. I noticed both those mentorships were in April. Are they concurrent? The first two?
Well, yes, the way that the mentorships work is that there's a kind of initial meeting, and then the mentees and the mentor talk about what is a comfortable schedule. So usually there's one session a month, but the timing of that is very much up to that particular group.
Roger, if I may add, the adult mentorship is not with a group, it's one-on-one.
That's true.
So that's a big difference with yours, which is group, and Swiyan's, which will be a group. Yeah?
Okay, it's me.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this because this was my brainstorm when I went out walking one night, that I wanted a new kind of learning for Feast. We're calling it a learning community. And basically this is experienced people will be in it, but and we will start it off and helmet at the beginning, but it's really for everybody who joins the learning community to give as well as to take. So as we say, it's shared wisdom. And we are kicking it off with one that we think will be very useful, and it is going to be on storytelling workshop activities. and things that you need to do and take into consideration when you're planning a storytelling workshop. And this could be working with children, working with adults. It could be something in the corporate world. It could be in, the culture museums, things like this. We're not going down one route, but we're looking at actual practical things that have worked in workshops. And Kieran, Roger, and I will be helming the first learning community. And we've been doing this, I've been doing it, and Kieran's been doing it, and Roger has been doing it for about 26 years now. So we have a lot of things to share. But this is, it's not a workshop. We will share our experience, but we want whoever is coming to also share as well. So maybe the first session or the second session may be more us, but we want you to come in as well with, I tried this activity in this workshop and it worked really well. Or I tried this activity in a workshop and it didn't work so well. What can I do? Why didn't it work so well? So it's when we started storytelling, and Kieran, Roger, and I, there was no storytelling in Singapore when we started. And we had to learn by experience and trying things out. But we want to, to give you, so you don't have to go through hard experience. I mean, hard experience is very good, but you don't always want to be hitting that, oh, shoot, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the first one. So look out for it, and it's free for members. We want to build a community. The idea is we're going to have 4 sessions. Oh, hang on, June, July, August, October, November. I missed out November. So there's actually 5 monthly sessions. We're missing September because we've got the conference in September. But after that, if we want to carry on, we can. It will become like a special interest group. And by that time, we hope that we would have formed a tight community, just like in the mentorships, where we can share ideas and share solutions to problems. Many storytellers, in fact, most storytellers conduct workshops. So I think it will be of practical use to nearly everybody in this community.
Yeah.
So, and it's free for members. So yeah, we're very excited about it. This is the first one. We are thinking maybe next year we will do one on working with very young children, because primary schoolers, fine. Maybe 5 and 6 years old, yeah, fine. But when you get asked to do the younger and younger children, there are difficulties, and there are things that work and things that don't. Yeah. And so we would like to probably do that one next, but we're open to, gradually adding to these learning communities.
And I think there may well be an interest, for example, in using storytelling in language learning. Could well be a possibility. And for me, I'm really with Sheila in this, and I'm hoping that this would grow into the kind of special interest group idea that where you bring people together. And while yes, the 3 of us are hoping that we will get the ball rolling, I think there are so many ways that this could go. It will really depend on the group and who turns up and what it is that you want to get from it, whether it takes more of a specific age group, or with working in corporate context, or whatever it is. So
yes, we will look at the group, and then adapt to the group. I
exactly.
think
But this again comes back to member participation. This is where we want you to be there and saying, this is what I want to learn, this is what I want to share, and it will grow. And my again, correct me if I've got this wrong, but while we will record the sessions, it will be for those members who belong to the group.
Yes.
Because if people are going to share, then this is something that they need comfortable that they're sharing it with this particular group, and it won't just be kind of like for all and sundry. So that's the idea of it's a community. We have World Storytelling Day coming up very soon in March, and the theme this year is light in the dark. So can I just, strike a match and get you thinking about that? What is the story that you would like to tell? This is a new one that we have themed for June for new members. And by that, we mean anybody who's joined Feast since July of last year. So you're kind of still in your first year of membership. We'd like just to give you a chance to come and be a teller on Feast. I guess we're partly anticipating, because of the conference, we might have an influx of a number of new members. You'll see why later as we carry on and Jiva gets to talk about the conference. And then we have one later in the year, a theme to be decided, because we always like to end the year with some more stories, don't we? Okay.
I have some very exciting news. Earlier on, I talked about the fact that we wanted everybody, we wanted more member participation. And this is a member-initiated idea. Can we have Joe Henwood, please, with me? Thank you, Joe. Joe wrote an email not too long ago to say, "Hello, dear people at Feast. What about doing an epic?" And Joe does all this research and had a list of 10 Asian epics. So we went through them and we decided, and we said, "Joe, you're leading this. Which one calls to you?" And we were actually quite happy that she chose this relatively, perhaps not so well known Persian epic. And we're doubly excited because we have an Iranian member, a new Iranian member, because if we're doing an epic, we want somebody from that culture to be a good representative. So we've got Joe, we've got Hamere, and we've got Jem from Turkey. So he's close enough. So we've already got 3. And maybe, Joe, I'll give you a minute.
That is in response to me saying 30 seconds. 30 seconds? Do you know who I am? Yes. So as storytellers, I think we are in service to the stories. And as an Asian community, we should be celebrating and sharing the great stories from around Asia. But we need to do this in depth. So we want to explore. Before we just perform the stories, we need to understand them. And that's a cultural understanding. And as you rightly say, Kieran, that should be led by members of that culture so that we are all learning. And as we've been talking about with the other events, there's peer teaching, that we can all have insights. And the questions that someone who is not from that culture will ask will dive us to get deeper, to have a deeper understanding. And once we've explored the text, the narrative, and looked at the cultural meanings, the history, the symbolism, the context of that story, then we'll be in a position to say, well, what stories amongst that enormous epic do we want to tell, and who wants to tell what parts of them? And then we can divide the story up and look at the particular episodes that we choose. And we can use many of the skills that we have been learning through prop swaps and learning capsules and so on. And we can invest that and again go into the peer teaching so that we're helping each other perform, and in service to that story and that part of the story can bring out the best that we can be to create an epic from around the world, from around Asia, each of us participating, each of us contributing to create a great story that can be recorded and is a resource for all our members. And not only for the members, but ourselves, because having gone that deeply into that story, each of us will become an expert to a certain extent on what the story is and how to create it. So we can go into our own communities and mentor and produce and encourage and nurture so that we can perform those stories in a group performance live and take that around and share the stories from different parts of Asia, in this time from Persia, and share it out with the world so that the great stories live on, not just in text, but the way they were always meant to be told, to be shared interpersonally, the way we can do best. So we are so happy to have, well, I am rejoicing in having our experts, Hamira and Jam, and to be working with Jam yet again. Oh, my heart is light. And then to learn more of the skills there and to be able to share with others and learn from them, so that at the end of the year, we will have so much more than we have now. And that's what we do.
It will happen, Joe, because I know you're there.
Yes.
So
Right.
thank you so much.
Well,
And Hamere and Jem, we look forward to your involvement very much as well.
I'm so sorry about
Roger,
that.
you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, sorry, Lavanya. So yeah, again, the idea behind Across Borders, we want to give more visibility to our institutional members. We're thrilled that we have a new Indonesian group from Yogyakarta, the Rumah Dongeng Mentari, who have just joined us. And a couple of their members will be coming into the FOOS course as we hope to support that group in their growth. But by featuring groups in a showcase in which 3 or at least members of that group share 3 stories. So it may be 3 people, or if they decide to tell some tandem tales, it can be more, alongside 3 of our members drawn from the general feast membership. So it's a chance for us to get to know. So when, as I mentioned last year, Hong Kong tellers, because they are personal story focused, that was the theme for that particular showcase. We had 6 very different, contrasting, and thoroughly engaging personal stories. So this year, we're looking forward to showcasing Springboard Tales, which is a collective of storytellers based in Chennai, because they are Springboard Tales is our local partner for the conference, and it just seemed to be an ideal opportunity for us to get to know them, for you to get to know them. And as I mentioned, we're hoping that we'll also be able to schedule sometime later in the year Rumah Dongeng Mentari to also do such a showcase with us. So stay tuned, because we will be looking for 3 tellers to come and share with stories in each of those across-border showcases. Oh, I see. Yes, it's plot luck. I'm just because of time, I want to kind of move very quickly. This, for me, it's been a spectacular success as a special interest group, and a huge shout out to Oshima, who has been there at the helm from the start of the program, far more consistent than me. Pratigia, I'm going to give you not even, I'm going to give you 45 seconds to say why do you keep coming back? What is it? Because I mean, this is why Plot Luck for me is so valuable. It's a group we want to be there, and every month, last Monday of the month, yeah, there's a very dedicated group of like 12 or so people. What is it that brings you back?
I think the first thing that comes to my mind is it's an absolute stress buster. We really look forward to just coming there, no preparation, no worries. We forget the entire world for that 90 minutes. And it is such a warm space where we have fun, we try a lot of different things, we are clever at times and say cheeky things, and at times we are ridiculously silly and things just fall apart, and everything is absolutely okay. We are accepted the way things are. You know, sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. We laugh it out and we move on.
And can I ask you, how do you think Plot Luck has helped you in your storytelling? experience or
Plot luck, for those of you, if at all you're not aware, it's all about improvisation. And as storytellers, when we are performing, especially with live audiences, there's so much that we can take in from the audiences and bring it into our telling. There's lots of quick thinking that is needed, and this is a place where we can practice that, although practice is something that you can't do with improv. It's just about keep trying it, play different games, and get a little hang of it, and it definitely is very, very practical. It really immediately shows on your telling, and I think I have thoroughly enjoyed this entire one, and I look forward to every last Monday of the month.
great. Okay, thanks very much, Pratigya. I want to move straight on because what is the highlight, I think, for many people will be our fifth conference. So, Jiva, you are right there in the eye of the storm, as it were, that is swirling around Chennai. Tell us what we can look forward to.
You're wondering why I have this attitude look and a big smile on my face? Because this year, the conference is on 24th and 25th of September in India, in my hometown, Chennai. What more? Collars up, everybody, collars up. Whether you're Indian or not, collars up. Oh, what a country to have a conference. 150 of us together under one roof. Can you imagine? Two storytellers is bad enough. 150 of us together. Oh, the noise, the knowledge sharing, anything and everything from gossip to matters of importance. Of course, there's a lot of pain that we undergo, like the labor pain, but it is a beautiful pain. It's lovely to have that pain. We know we are going through that. But just imagine, it's just not, from 10 to 4. It goes before 10, it starts, and it ends God knows when after the talking and talking and talking and talking. So much of networking, so many faces, so much of information. I tell you, you'll be saturated. And that's why I have this big smile on my face and a very attitude look, because it is India. But that's not enough, because you need to know exactly what's going to happen, and that will be elaborated by our collaborators, the Springboard Tales of Chennai, and I pass it on to Ambujavalli.
What can we look forward to in the conference? Well, we have very limited time now. There's lots of things you can look forward to. Let me just point out the highlights. We have a keynote by the legendary Margaret Reed MacDonald, which we would never want to miss. So that is a very special highlight. And then we have 20 workshops to choose from. Well, how many workshops do we get to attend? Each participant gets to attend 4 workshops. How? So we have 2 days of conference, 24th and 25th. 1 workshop in the morning, 1 workshop in the afternoon. Similarly, the next day, 1 in the morning session and 1 in the afternoon session, and 5 workshops running concurrently. You get to choose 1 workshop out of those 5. And how will you be allotted the workshops? Of course, the first come, first serve basis. And all these details will be communicated to you when we open our registrations by April 1st. Are only the workshops? Other than the workshops, I want to like to tell a story, and how do I tell that? We have story swaps running concurrently in different rooms. And if you would like to share a story, you can show your interest during the registration process, the details of which we will communicate with you later. Well, coming to the important part, what is the cost of the conference? The exact cost we will communicate to you when we open up the registrations. Registrations will open by April. The cost we will communicate to you by the month of March. Now, there is an early bird exclusive price that is only for members. And this early bird exclusive price runs from April 1st to April 30. And after that, it is the normal pricing. And of course, there is a difference between the early bird pricing and the normal pricing. We all know that. If you want to make use of the early bird pricing, become a member of Feast. You get a discount not only on the conference pricing, but also of all the member benefits that we have been listening to in the past 1 and a quarter hour. Now, what are the other exciting programs? Okay, workshops happen from morning till evening. What do we do in the morning, late night, midnight? We are planning some beach walks and heritage walks early in the morning. And we also have a few story showcases. And we have a full day on Saturday excursion to a very special place called Dakshina Chitra. You can Google and find it's a very beautiful place. It's a heritage museum and which has something for everyone there. So these are few of the exciting things that we can look forward to in the conference. And the team here, it's like a family wedding that we are looking forward to. And we are all on our feet planning, getting together. And of course, as Jiva mentioned, there are also fights happening and all sweet fights happening. And we are very much looking forward to this conference and having you all at our place, Chennai. And we are waiting to host you all. Please do join in.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jiva and Ambu, for presenting that. Jiva, do you want to just take us here? I think because people have been very good just listening to us, but we would like to, we have 3 questions that we'd like to have your feedback on, and ideally you'll share it.
Yes. We just can't call a town hall just for the sake of a fancy name. We need to be spoken, we need to be heard. So it's only right that all those who are here, we would love to hear from you. What makes Feast worthwhile for you? That's question number 1. Question number 2. What would you like to see happen in Feast? Please, unless you speak up, we can never put it to action. As you've seen for the last an hour and a half or an hour and a quarter, you've realized how transparent we've been. So you're most welcome to voice whatever you wish to see happen in Feast. Question number 2. Question number 3. What could we do better? When we say we, it means even you. So all of us put together, what do you think we can do better? So I have 3 questions.
Go ahead, Anis. We're listening.
Hi. Yeah, what makes Feast absolutely lovable for me is the fact that it's a community and there's so much sharing. Like when I look through all of the events that are happening and all of the workshops, just like how a storyteller is supposed to be, from the heart and share what you know and get what you can receive. So that makes it very beautiful for me, and I would love to be a part of that kind of community. And of course, I have learned so much from the short time that I've been here, and the networking and the kind of amazing people that I've met. Yeah, thank you for everything. And I think that's what makes it so special for me.
Thank you, Anis. She was part of the Foods course too last year.
Yeah, yes.
Shraddha.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Lavanya, although was unable to speak, she's typed what she wanted to say in the chat box. So I'd encourage everyone to please go and read through her heartfelt message on the chat. There are 2 messages, so scroll up a bit, scroll down a bit. Thank you.
Thanks,
And
Shana.
Lalita has her hand raised too.
Hello, everybody. I joined Feast recently, although I was a part of Story Swap for about 3 times previously. This community is very warm, welcoming, and one thing is everything happens to the team. So I just like that. So any doubt I had, because as a new member, I wanted to access the learning capsule, I got immediate reply from my email. And everything, as Jiva ma'am said, is very transparent, very open, a lot of learning. And I'm really happy that I've become a member of Feast. So thank you. Thank you. And
thank you.
I'm very new to Feast, but it's, I feel it's a big feast for me, hearing everyone. It's so nice to hear, exchange ideas, stories, that stories were up, and now so many other things are coming up. I mean, it's going to be so nice in 2026. I'm looking forward for something amazing. And as a storyteller, we always want to share. We all are made up of different stories. Every time we touch anywhere, we get a new story. And that we want to share. This platform is very, and I feel we are going to get more bigger and bigger, because I was talking to my friends. They have also shown some keen interest to join this community. And this is going to be bigger and bigger. And Feast really stands for its name. It's a big feast. And one more thing I want to add. I've just come back from school. My stomach is growling, but still it's a feast for me right now, meeting you all.
Barry, go right ahead.
Yes, hello everybody. It's so nice to see you. I echo what others have said that it's a wonderful community, and it's so great for me at this distance to see so many people that I have come to know either online or through opportunities in person. And I wanted to toss out, and maybe this is something that Feast has explored in depth before, but based on what Joe talked about and also what Lavanya put in the chat. And I'm not sure if it would be a discussion or a mentorship or a whatever, but where we draw the line or how different people draw the line between appreciation and appropriation and who can tell what story. And I think that is just such a valid or would be a rich area to explore, especially in this community where so many of us, we're all from different cultures, and we all, I think, value multiculturalism and we value the sharing of stories from other cultures, but we also do not want to step on the toes of others. So I would love to be a part of that if it could happen. I have no insights. I know what I do in my practice, but I'm sure we all have different approaches.
We actually, we do have a learning capsule, which was a panel discussion on cultural appropriation that was done, when was it? It must have been about 2020.
It's
2021, 22.
It's available to members free on the store, so you can just go in and take a look.
Yes, and we had a really interesting discussion. But you're right, Barry. It's something that we need to come back to regularly because it is an issue. But thank you for that. Can we hear Ramendra? You had your hand up as well.
Yeah. So feast for me is a feast for the eyes, the sucker for the soul. I've been taking baby steps. I've watched Jiva, Roger, Ambu live, and inspired by that, I'm basically a writer turned storyteller. For me, what's really worked is Just Tell, because I've test marketed my stories and I've got some amazing feedback. And looking forward to more Just Tell and of course Story Swap and move more firmly in my tentative journey into storytelling. Thank you.
Thanks.
Rona, you wanted to say something.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Rona. As I said, I think I said it last year or 2 years ago that my first paid dollars as a storyteller come from Feast, which is very amazing for me. And now I'm here also as the representative of Rumah Dongeng Mentari from Yogyakarta, and also the National Storytellers Forum from Indonesia that we hope can be joined this year. And I just want to say that Feast has been a very inclusive community for me, and with a very generous mentor friends that become a good friend of mine until today. And I think it's very precious. I cannot find it in other international community. So here we also have Nurul from Rumah Dongeng Mentari that have been joining Fus course last year, and also Zahra that will be joining this year Fus course from Rumah Dongeng Mentari Yogyakarta. And with that generosity and the inclusivity of Feast, it's eager me to also spread the spirit of that, to spread that to my community in Yogyakarta. And I hope more people will join to Feast, learn from Feast, and I hope more Indonesian will come to the Chennai conference this year also. Thank you.
Really look forward to the youthful members in Indonesia.
Yes.
We need you.
Tripat and Dajani, and then I think there's somebody else.
Out of the draw.
And Rika had a thing too, yeah.
So yeah, this is truly a full circle moment for me because I joined Feast through Lucky Draw. during last town hall. So from that, I was taken on board with FOOS and then STEAM member mentorship with Barry, and I've been part of the special interest group Plot Luck, and I've made learn from the stalwarts and learned some amazing skills from. After FOOS, I've learned to self-evaluate after each session, each story session, and the journey has been amazing. With STEAM mentorship, I can, tackle my arch nemesis science very well when it comes to stories. So the learning has been great. I have formed some.
She's
We lost
frozen.
there for a moment. I was just about to say, I think we won the lucky draw
Yes,
when
yes, I think
Triplet
so.
got that.
Absolutely.
She's been a very active member.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we go to Debjani now.
You just say ditto to all who have gone before me. But only thing is that I haven't got any lucky draw prize.
Well, today might be your lucky day. Hang on, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
But anyways, on a serious note, so much to learn from Feast. Definitely the directors who are all like stalwarts, the seniors, Roger, Sheila, Kiran, Jeeva, Kai, and all of them. But still, how many time ever you just write to them to just practice this, or am I going correct, shall I send you the audio or the video? They will never say no. That is the beauty of it. So whenever you work with Feast, this is an opportunity to to polish yourself and be a better teller. So thank you, Feast, for whatever I am today. It's because of the Feast and this great stalwarts.
Thank you very much.
Tripat is back. Tripat, you didn't hear the compliments. We think we won the lucky draw by having you join us. So you want to come back and finish what you were saying? We're sorry that your audio
I
went off.
just wanted to say my calendar all looks complete with feast for this year. It's full of feast. Yeah, starting with March until December. I've taken note of each and every date when it was coming on the slide. So I'm really enjoyed my past year and looking forward to this year as well.
Excellent. So you want a double room or a single room?
She's
Can I
already
tell you?
booked.
Yes, I've already booked.
Well, what makes Feast worthwhile for me is that it's therapy. I cannot. I don't think I've ever been on a Feast session and not had the time of my life. And I thank you, everyone, for just accepting all of us for who we truly are. And we don't have to hide behind a facade, or it's okay to make mistakes. We are all learning. We celebrate each other. So thank you so much. It's just fabulous. What I'd like to see is somehow to spread the name of Feast much wider than it is, and get into the schools, the high schools where they're doing their language and the drama, and just so people really know about us a little bit more than and you can't do anything better because it's really good. The only thing I feel sad that I can't attend a lot of it because of the time difference.
We have to finish because with a lucky draw.
We do have to move to the lucky draw because it's very late. And Dee is very excited there. So, Dee, why don't you now spin the wheel, do whatever. So the first thing is for the voucher to choose any 3 of the capsules from, I think it's almost 57 that we have in our archive. Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
you ready?
Yes.
Roll.
Sangeeta!
Wow. Very good.
Congratulations to Sangeeta Suryanarayanan. And this is for the prize, which was
To either, if you're a current member, you will extend your membership. So if your current membership expires in December 26, it will extend it to December 27. If you are a non-member, we will give you a membership community if you're within Asia, or a non-resident in Asia membership if you're outside Asia, for a year, starting from sometime in February, when we get your email address and we can register you. So
Let's go.
spin the wheel, girl.
Dun, 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 dun,
We should
dun.
have some music. Yes, we
I
missed
know,
the
it feels
prop
like
shop.
it. Ta-dang!
Who is that?
Christine.
Again?
She's a very lucky
Christine?
woman.
That's amazing. Well done. Congratulations, Christine. And this is for now the big prize, Roger.
Yes, okay. So this will be a feast voucher, which means that you'll need to become a member in order to use it. But then the software will automatically deduct $90 for whatever you register for. So if you were, for example, a young storyteller, instead of paying $200 for the food program, you would only pay $110. Wow, that is a bargain. So spin the wheel, spin the wheel.
Dun, 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 dun.
Who's that?
Wow.
Oh!
Well done, and congratulations to everyone for being here. Number one, I think, Roger, I think everybody gets a great kind of a show of hands and thanks and gratitude, because you are all a winner for just being here and being part of our feast community, I think.
Yep.
Okay, before we close, there have been questions about where the conference is happening. The exact venue is E Hotel, that is in a very center place in Chennai. You can just Google E Hotel. I'll put it in the chat. I'll also share the link. So that is the place. And I have got secret messages from secret people saying we are looking forward to come. I'm not spilling the secret now, but I look forward to meeting you all during the conference.
We've got our workshops. We've got our workshops.
A very exciting slate of 20 workshops by some faces that are popular and have been seen before, but a lot of new faces. A very sizable representation from India, which we're very pleased about. So that is all to the good. We shall be very busy during this month and next, kind of putting all this information on the website. We dearly hope that we will be able to offer all those in India who are wanting to register for the conference that you will be able to pay in rupees, which we hope will make it a very straightforward transaction for you. It would also help us because, of course, then if you do that, paying to an account in India, we will not have to worry about PayPal or Stripe processing fees. So that will benefit us and also mean that we do have a cash supply in India to help settle the hotel rental, all these kind of things. So it's a win-win for everybody. So we are working to put that in place for Indian participants or those who have an Indian bank account, because there may well be members of the Indian diaspora who are somewhere else who still have an account at home.
Yeah.
So, yes, Jiva.
Yeah, my only request is I see many Indian faces with different cities. So please, now that you've been to the town hall, you know what's going to happen. It's your turn to now spread the word in your city, in your state, and get more people.
If you do have any questions, please feel free just to email us. If ideas occur to you, we've planted ideas we'd like to know. Nobody said what they thought we could do better. We'd really like to hear from that as well. If you've got ideas for future programs, please don't hesitate to let us know. Because again, as we said right at the start, this year is about really trying to boost that audience, the membership participation. We look forward to seeing you in whatever initiative it is during the year. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Roger, if I just may tell everyone, now that we've built up this momentum with the town hall, follow us on Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn to keep up with that momentum and know about the conference as and how information is released.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And it was a long one, but you hung in there. Thank you so much.
Let's all unmute and say bye together. Let's make some noise.
Very noisy.
Unmute and say bye.
Oh, good to see so many faces.